is going to Exegol.
So, what's the worst Star Wars battle of all time? You know the one. Explosions everywhere, clones flying through the air, Jedi flipping like Olympic gymnasts, and somehow you still yawned. And then there's the opposite. The battles that shook the galaxy, wrecked fleets, made fans cry, and changed everything. Today we're ranking the major Star Wars battles from worst to best. So let's lock in, starting with the ones that flopped to the ones that kept you at the edge of your seat. Number 10. The Battle of Exegol, The Rise of Skywalker. Okay, let's rip the band-aid off. The Battle of Exegol should have been incredible. Massive fleet? Check. Sith cultists? Check. Palpatine back from the dead like he's in a horror movie? Also check. But for all the buildup, the final battle in The Rise of Skywalker ends up feeling kind of hollow. Sure, the visuals are stunning. That lightning blast frying the Resistance fleet, straight up terrifying. But emotionally, it's rushed. The stakes feel weirdly unclear. Palpatine's final form is dropped on us without a setup, and somehow every ship in the galaxy shows up like it's Uber for starships. Rey does her thing, dual-wielding sabers, resisting the dark side, etc., but it doesn't quite hit the same as Endor or Scarif. And let's not even talk about how Ben Solo dies minutes after his redemption arc kicks in. It lands at the bottom because it looks epic, but doesn't feel epic, and in Star Wars, feelings matter. Number 9. The Battle of Naboo, The Phantom Menace. Next up, Gungans vs. droids. The most interesting choice of battlefield in the prequels. Now, there are actually 3 battles going on here. The space battle, the Queen's Palace infiltration, and the ground war. And while the lightsaber duel between Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, and Darth Maul is top tier, the Battle of Naboo as a whole, it's kinda clunky. The Gungan droid conflict looks like a cutscene from a late 90s PC game, and while it's meant to be the major distraction for Amidala's strike team, it doesn't carry much emotional weight. Plus, Jar Jar bumbles his way into victory like he's playing on story mode. Why isn't it dead last? Because it's a real battle with real stakes. The fall of the Trade Federation, the rise of Palpatine's political power, and the first step toward the Clone Wars. So yeah, it's important, just not super satisfying to watch. Number 8. The Battle of Geonosis, Attack of the Clones. The arena, the clones, the droid army. Geonosis is where the Clone Wars officially kick off. This battle had one goal: chaos. And it delivered. Jedi charging into a gladiator pit, Yoda showing up with the Republic's first ever clone army, and Count Dooku doing his dramatic escape thing. It's a lot, and honestly, that's where the problem lies. Geonosis is wild, but it's also messy. Characters get lost in the shuffle, the pacing jumps around, and the CGI, especially by today's standards, doesn't always hold up. The battle's impact is huge, no doubt. This is the moment Palpatine wins big, but the action itself feels like an overload. Still, it gave us the iconic image of Jedi standing shoulder to shoulder for the first and only time, and for that, it earns its spot. Number 7. The Battle of Mandalore, The Mandalorian or Clone Wars. Now, here's where things start to heat up. The Siege of Mandalore is actually split across 2 time periods, Clone Wars Season 3 and The Mandalorian Season 3. For this list, we're focusing on the live-action Mandalore battle from The Mandalorian. Bo-Katan, Din Djarin, the Darksaber, Moff Gideon. Yeah, this one hits different. What makes this battle work isn't just the spectacle, it's the stakes for Mandalorian identity. This is about reclaiming a lost world, a shattered people rising up again. We got aerial dogfights with jetpacks, troopers flying through caves, and a Darksaber duel that finally feels earned. Sure, it's not as galaxy-changing as Endor or Scarif, but emotionally, it's strong. The Mandalorians earn their home back, and Din's bond with Grogu deepens in the chaos. Not to mention, Gideon goes full mad scientist with his clone experiments, showing just how far the remnants of the Empire are willing to go. Number 6. The Battle of Crait, The Last Jedi. The Battle of Crait is the Resistance's last stand, literally. It's red salt, white ground, and a whole lot of hopelessness. The First Order rolls in with mini Death Star tech, and the Resistance has, like, a handful of broken speeders. But here's what elevates Crait: Luke Skywalker. His force projection across the galaxy, buying time for the Resistance to escape, is one of the most mythic Jedi Master moves ever seen. It's peaceful, powerful, and poetic. The red ground slicing underfoot adds a layer of tension and visual symbolism you don't usually see in Star Wars. Why isn't it higher? Because while the Luke Skywalker moment hits, the actual battle is more of a delaying tactic than a true conflict. Still, it reshapes the legacy of the Jedi and sparks the galaxy's hope again, which is no small thing. Number 5. The Battle of Kashyyyk, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, the Wookiees made the list, and honestly deserved. The Battle of Kashyyyk is often overlooked, but this is the front line of Order 66. Yoda's there, clone troopers betray their Jedi generals, and the Separatist forces crash in with full force. The visuals of massive Wookiee warriors charging into battle alongside AT-RTs? Iconic. The beachhead setting is unique for Star Wars, and seeing Yoda command troops like a true general is always a flex. But the reason this battle ranks this high is because of what happens after. As Order 66 activates, this peaceful planet becomes a stage for betrayal. Yoda senses the purge and has to fight his way out. So while the battle itself is brief, the emotional fallout is massive. This is the moment Star Wars goes from war fantasy to tragic downfall, and Kashyyyk's beauty makes that betrayal sting even harder. Number 4. The Battle of Jedha, Endor Rogue One prequel arc. This one's a bit of a wild card. It's more of a guerrilla skirmish than a full-blown battle, but what it represents? That's the real power. Jedha is the holy city, Force believers, broken rebels, corrupt imperialists, all crashing into each other on a dusty, occupied world. This battle doesn't happen on some high-tech battlefield. It happens in alleys, across rooftops, in whispered conversations before blaster fire even erupts. Andor's episodes covering the slow burn unrest on Jedha show what rebellion really looks like. It's messy, it's personal, it's inevitable. And the brutality of the Empire here, the paranoia, the surveillance, the fear, makes the eventual uprising feel earned. Plus, we know where it's headed. Jedha gets nuked in Rogue One, so this battle hits extra hard because we're watching people fight for a planet that's already doomed. And they do it anyway, because rebellion is about more than winning, it's about resisting. Number 3. The Battle of Scarif, Rogue One. Now we're in legend territory. The Battle of Scarif is the most chaotic, intense, grounded Star Wars battle since Endor. It's the heist that turned into a war, the last stand of a crew who had no business winning, but did it anyway. Ground team infiltrates the Imperial Archive. Rebel fleet smashes into planetary shields. AT-ACTs start stomping. Cassian and Jyn race against time. And up in orbit, Admiral Raddus, a Mon Calamari with the voice of a god, yells for reinforcements like he's running a D-Day landing. Scarif has everything: sacrifice, space combat, heroism, and the greatest hallway horror scene in sci-fi history. Darth Vader slicing through rebels like he's on a speed run. Most importantly, this battle matters. The plans for the Death Star are sent. Hope is handed off, and the opening crawl of A New Hope suddenly hits 10 times harder. If you didn't choke up during that final transmission, you're probably a droid. Number 2. The Battle of Endor, Return of the Jedi. It's a triple threat. Ground war on the forest moon, space battle above it, and one elevator ride away, Luke Skywalker facing his father and the Emperor in the ultimate test of light and dark. Let's break it down. On the ground, you've got Ewoks setting up jungle booby traps like tiny furry Viet Cong, Han and Leia fighting for every inch, and Chewie hijacking a walker like it's just another Tuesday. In space, the Rebel fleet gets absolutely wrecked, until Lando Calrissian pulls off one of the gutsiest trench runs of all time. And watching Akbar yell, "It's a trap," while the Superstar Destroyer crashes into the Death Star is peak cinema. But where Endor really delivers is the emotional core. Luke, Vader, and Palpatine. That final duel, it's not about lightsabers. It's about identity, family, and redemption. This isn't just a battle, it's the culmination of 2 trilogies' worth of pain, and for a long time, it was the best, until Disney gave us number 1, the Battle of Mandalore, in Clone Wars Season 7. Yes, it's animated, but hear me out. This might ruffle some hyperspace feathers, but the Siege of Mandalore in Clone Wars Season 7 is the greatest Star Wars battle ever put to screen. Now yes, it is animated, but the writing, the choreography, the emotion, flawless. It's set during Revenge of the Sith, so everything is collapsing. The Republic is falling, Order 66 is minutes away, and in the middle of it, we get a duel between Ahsoka Tano and Darth Maul that is better than most lightsaber fights in the movies. The visuals, gorgeous. The sound design, perfect. And the tragedy, unmatched. This isn't just a battle for a planet, it's the end of an era. You feel it in every blaster bolt, every crack in the clone armor, every word Maul spits about the coming darkness. Ahsoka, a Jedi who left the Order, leading clone troopers who will soon try to kill her. That's storytelling gold. And when the battle ends, nobody wins, which makes it the most Star Wars battle of all. So, agree? Disagree? Did I put the Ewoks too high? Did Geonosis deserve more love? Or are you still mad that I ranked Exegol at the bottom? Don't lie, sequel fans, you know I'm right. Let me know your ranking in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next episode. Until then, may the Force be with you.